Hello, and as always, a very big welcome to the channel. This episode is a documentary style episode, all about the big cats that are meant to be in Britain. For anyone that's followed the channel for a while, they'll know that I have been in and out of the topic for quite some time, trying to bring some sort of evidence that they are out there. So here we go, months and months of hard work, cold nights, sunburn, trudging around the British countryside, all to be unfolded, the good bits of what I have found. To be honest, the months that I've spent on it, I am ecstatic with what I've found in the evidence that they are there. Please don't miss out on this great evidence that I'm about to bring to you. Try and watch to the end. If you're new to the channel, please like and subscribe. It'd be nice to have you on board.
Hello and welcome, thank you for joining me back in the woods on this rather hard journey I've been on, the process to get to where I am today. The last 10 months of putting on my boots, getting on my jacket and getting out there. Some days I felt like throwing the towel in, just didn't want to do it because I was ending up with no results, sometimes none at all. 2 trips to Wales, 1 to Yorkshire. 2 of them trips ended up just being complete and utter blanks, but obviously I put that down to the time that I had there. You know, when you've only got a weekend or a week in a location where you're not from, it's no time at all. So the 1 trip that I did have wasn't massive evidence, but we found some dead sheep that were half eaten, bones and all the rest of it, which you can see that on the Wales trip if you go back on my channel. But where we got to today, the process of getting there was just determination, hard work. I had a lot of negativity at one point where I just thought, bugger it. But now, here we go. We've got a documentary for you and 3 massive pieces of evidence that I just can't explain. They're as prominent as day. You look at them yourself, throughout the documentary, it'll unfold. Some of it is a bit tedious, should I say, where I have been out of night vision stuff and just got nothing. The 3 pieces of evidence I did get were completely and utterly random. I didn't expect it after all this time searching and all the rest of it. It just come out of nowhere, hit me like a hammer. The audio and camera lighting is going to be up and down because it was filmed different cameras, different times of the day, different times of the night, different times of the year with different appliances and different bits and pieces. So you'll have to bear with that. It's a proper field investigation. This isn't the Discovery Channel, but what we found, I believe, is concrete evidence that we have got the big cat in Britain. So the place we're at the moment has got a huge amount of big cat sightings. For one small area, it is shrouded in them. We're actually at a stream bed, very healthy, very full of life. It comes with its tails. Obviously there's a railway line that runs just above here that runs off into the countryside. The majority of the sightings that have been sort of the clearest have been from the train. People sitting in the train heading towards London or coming back from London have, on numerous occasions, different people have spotted this large cat coming through the fields towards this water source, which makes perfect sense. So in actual fact, it was in April 2006, 2 office workers were heading from London back to the Kent area on the railway system above us, and both the ladies hadn't been drinking or anything. Both see the same large black cat just gingerly going across the field. Paid no attention to the train, just carried on about its business. Another more recent story was back in the lockdown when people was only allowed to get out for an hour. A gentleman was walking across the higher ground behind us, and he actually see a large thorny coloured cat lapping up water from just behind us there. It come through the grassland, popped out and just started taking a drink. But the most probably historic story of a large cat here would be about 25 years ago. The gentlemen that told me the story were very young, and they were out hunting. They were actually poaching, but they were poaching with dogs and lamps. They were in a field about half a mile from here, but still joint to the same land. They were lamping rabbits. Dogs were acting up, didn't want to go off their leads, cowering and tucking their tails between their legs, getting behind them. When they put the lamp across, it was back in the old days where it weren't LED lamps. They had like a halogen-y sort of lamp with a battery pack strapped on the back of them. I never forget them saying they trudged all the way out there with all this gear. They haven't got the light gear they have today. Got the dogs out. As I said, they started cowering, whimpering, wouldn't come off lead. They shone the torch out into this the field, and there in front of them were these great big illuminated green eyes, probably 100 yards away, and it went from low down to quite high up, and they basically peeled out there pretty quick. So yeah, this is a definite good area that we are going to have a good look around on. If I think it's worth it, I might pop back and do an overnighter here, but I'm just scouting the area out today really. There's been so many blank evenings and weekends I've spent out in the field. I really do need to come and have a good look round at a place before I decide to spend a large amount of time there. But with those stories and plenty more that I probably don't know about, I thought this was worth a look anyway, and bring the camera down and have a look with the drone. As I always say, fingers crossed. You never know, we might find something. So I'm lucky enough to be at a very beautiful woodland that's not too far from where I live in Kent. I'm going to set up in here and do an overnighter, 24 hours, do some points of interest on the open field with my night vision binoculars, bait and scent the area, see if we can come up with anything. But look at this place, absolutely beautiful. I'll just take you for a look round, one sec. Lovely mixed woodland, parts of it really mature, been it like ancient, hundreds of years. Plenty of big cat sightings, so we're going to do 24 hours in this one. Very forested, and then you've got farmland with open pastures and open fields, which we're going to do points of interest, put some bait down and some scent down, go over it with the night vision goggles when it gets dark. So we're very good about this place though. You should always trust your gut when you're going to go wild camping. Trust your gut instinct. If it feels off, it's normally your senses telling you something's not right. But it's a lovely bright sunny afternoon. I'm looking forward to spending the night on this one. Feel very lucky indeed. And there's been into the 50s of big cat sightings here, well over 50 reported accounts anyway, and not just big cats either. Been some paranormal, well, loads of paranormal stuff reported over the years. Reports go back well over 100 years, so this is going to be an interesting one for definite. So I've more or less done the whole circumference of this massive field. Just having a little look round really before I set up camp inside the woodland. I've also used my I bought a cat scent, just like a 250ml bottle. Been quite successful on other investigations people have done. I've sprayed that in areas just to give it a bit of a spray up for when we're using the night vision stuff. Also I've used mackerel, which I've put out. Changed my top over again on scent. When hunting deer and big game, you have to use like a scent killer, a scent blocker. I make that myself, so hunting this big cat, it's going to smell you from a mile away, because obviously their senses are literally next to, they're extraordinary. So the scent killer I've used isn't a shop bought one, it's one I've just made up basically myself, which is fine, you can do that. I've basically used stream water, acorns, moss, earth, just loads of sticks and twigs and leaves, all soaked in there for about a week, left, strained off, brought to the boil, and then you spray all your clothing with it to basically block your normal scent. And likewise with my camping gear, like my tarp and that, I've gone light because I've got so much camera gear with me. I've got to go and get my bag in a minute. The camping gear was left outside to air for I suppose about 4 days, so again very minimal scent on it. Won't be having no fires or no cooking tonight, so it'd be a pretty boring camp for video, but I'm going to bring you in on the actual nighttime stuff. And I do want to have a walk up a stream before it gets dark, because people have seen it drinking from a stream before on 3 or 4 occasions. But this is the main place. It's been seen obviously because there's not a lot of cover. I've had a good look round, baited a bit of the area up, so hopefully it brings some succession, hopefully. So we're just in that twilight period now. I've got the chest harness on with the action camera. I've got a light underneath it as well. I'm just going to give that a go. No, it ain't dark yet, but not going to be able to use this when I start using my night vision, because it would be completely pointless. The IR is the infrared is invisible to animals, so the white light isn't, so it'd give us away by a country mile. But just having another quick walk round before we do hit complete darkness. But the weather's not been that great, to be honest. It started off alright this morning, but we've had a few showers. I don't know what the audio is like on this, but I'm just going to use the rangefinder. That's 249 yards to the other side of that field, 248 give or take. So there is some bait there, and it's not quite dark yet. Likewise to the left side, I've got on the rangefinder 243 yards, 297, 302 yards. So all of this is going to be well covered with this pair of binoculars when we have to switch over to IR. .258 yards in the dark, well, pretty much dark. I'm happy with that picture, but there ain't nothing in this field as of yet. Predominantly just going to keep scanning the areas where it's baited and scented. There's the pump house. £123. Did dump a load of scent over there near them brambles. Unbelievable, it's not even a rabbit. So far no good with the all night vision. It's getting chilly as well, but I might leave this field and go to the next one. Morning, what a night. Not the comfortablest night, but it was peaceful. It's actually too quiet in here. Not a twig break, not a rustle of bushes. Obviously the night vision worked well, but just nothing out there. It's a bit of a rainy old start this morning. Weather's been up and down like a yo-yo, but this just to show you I didn't want to do lots and lots of rambling and talking on camera, because we are obviously looking for an elusive animal. But yeah, it was. I would definitely camp back here again. So I was just camped in here. Just put the gear away now. So nice location. Just I didn't manage to get much sleep. That was the only problem. Not because of anything. It was just frustration, really. Things ain't really working out my way. But I'm gonna get this stuff bagged up. Head out. So I camped right near this sort of semi-dried up old sort of stream bed. There's a little bit of water over there still. This is a good place to look for certain prints. There's a print of some sort. That's only little though. All prints in this bed, look. Perfect place to look for prints. Right, so just before I leave, I'm going to run you through this. I'm going to put a trail cam on that tree. There's definitely a trail and a cross in here, obviously for game, but there is a big cat in here. I should imagine it'll follow the same trails. So just going to put that on there, so remember that one. You may see that in the future. I was a little bit shocked that the whole investigation last night didn't really produce anything. Sort of a bit of a kick in the teeth, but oh well, I'm going to go home and get some rest, regroup and go again. Can't win them all. So there was another hike, another waste of time, to be honest with you. I'm really starting to question whether this is worth putting all my efforts into. It's just taking me away from the YouTube channel that I wanted to create of bushcraft. It's just taking so much time up, but then again in the next breath I've sort of come too far to just chuck it in. So I'll let you know how I progress anyway. So we're in a bit of an area at the moment where it's renowned for activity and lots of sightings. So just going around with the hiking attachment on the action camera. Whatever you see, I see, basically. scat there. Looks like it's been buried. Not dog. Could possibly be fox, but not 100% on that one. So, about half a mile up this trail, see, you've seen me in my hike. Finally found something, well, something that's worth actually noting and filming. It's unbelievable. I'm so excited, my heart's racing. I found in a bit of a boggy area. Where is it? That to me looks like a bottom pad. 4 toes. Look at that. That ain't a bloody dog print, I'm telling you now. There's no claws in it. Really lucky to spot this off the trail. I've been months and months and months trying to find something. Anything, even if it was like a bit of drone footage off my drone of it. But we've come this far to find something like that. I just really am damned that I never actually put any plaster of Paris or whatever it is that you put in there. I'll have to Google it. I am going to try and cover this with grass. I'm going to come back here probably tonight before it gets dark. Try and get a print of it if I can get anything in the local shops. I'm going to put a stick in the ground just so that it marks where it is. Whew, my heart is racing. That is phenomenal. I'm going to keep having a further look down here. There is some more, hang on a minute, some more boggy ground. Look at this. This is huge. Oh, a massive amount of scat there. Get my arm out of the way. You see that? That's been there a while. Look at that. Ow. Look at that. Scat. There's hair in there. There's hair and everything in it. Oh my god. That's literally only over there. So, got a massive pile of scat here. Massive pile. It's got hair and everything in it. It's unbelievable. I don't even know why I'm speaking quiet. I suppose it's anticipation, whether it's still about or not. That looks old. And likewise, we haven't had any proper, real heavy. We have had some, let me get out of this shot. We've had some really, this was just on a whim, this bit of a hike. But that, I'm sweating as well, so excited. That is unbelievable. I can't believe it. The paw print, and you've got the scat probably 4 metres away. I want to continue looking for other paw prints, but the scat, I'm actually going to, I've got a bit of a bottle, I'm going to have to empty it out, and I'll take some scat with me. I know it sounds disgusting, but at least we can see if we can get it sent off or do anything with that. It's too large for any animal that I know that's in here that's predatory. It's got hair in there. I'm just trying to keep the volume down, just in case it's still about, or it lives around here. This is renowned, this place. Absolutely renowned. I know there's a footpath here, but that's pretty much, it's so lonely. We're about, I'd say, a mile up into the sort of the downs. Not actually up high on the hills, but on the bottom of them. But that's crazy, that footprint, and the scat being so close. I didn't even know that's live on camera, me finding that. Obviously I found that before I switched the camera on the footprint, so I was definitely still obviously psyched about it, but now the light's gone down, I'm using a different lens on this camera. Look at that. I know I'm a plumber, but I've never been so excited about finding crap. See, look, hang on. We have got dog's mess here. That ain't that old. That just shows you the difference between the lightly coloured brown dog mess, or lightish brown, and it sounds sick, but it's like ice cream whipped down, yeah? And this is a predator poo. It's almost like lumps of reddish charcoal with hair matted in with it. So I'm going to turn this camera off and stop waffling, and I'm going to try and get some sort of plaster to go in that print. I haven't got any on me, I know that 100%, but I have got a little container to put the scat in. What I'm going to do is I'm going to come back here on a night observation. I haven't got permission to camp here, but I might just wing it one night this week and do a wild camp here. But I can come up with my night vision goggles and some night vision gear and have a look at night, because that's when I think it's going to be most prominently about. We've had quite a lot of rain in the southeast over the last few few weeks, so that is normally bogged right out. I'm just lucky that I look down and see that print there. I'm going to carry on searching. Goes on probably up that way for another mile before it hits heavy woodland. We've got some woodland behind here that rolls onto more woodland, and then obviously we've got a small wood here behind where I was standing here. But it makes perfect sense. From what I've read up, cats follow edges of hedgerows, edges of woodland when they're hunting. That's to my belief anyway, from what I've read up. So this is great. Spend a bit more time here. If I find anything else, I'll whack the camera on. So as you might be able to hear, I'm back down near the road now. Probably only 500-600 yards from the small country lane where the van's parked. I have collected some of that scat up, so hopefully we can put it in the right direction. But I'm so gutted. I never thought of finding footprints. I know it sounds really stupid, but I never really thought of finding footprints. Obviously I know it's one of the big telltale signs, finding prints, but I just didn't think, I thought I had more chance of winning the lottery. But there's another run there. Obviously I'll go hunting so I can spot all this stuff. Could have been made by deer, but anyway, come out a little bit underprepared. If I had some of that plaster stuff people mark out footprints with, that would have been bang on. But I'm so glad that I would have done it with my phone anyway, but I have been going up with this action camera on my shoulder into isolated areas in the late afternoon, early morning, and to be honest with you, nothing really has come up. Apart from that is massively huge find. I'm so excited about that. So I'm going to come back here tonight, possibly tomorrow night, and use the night vision goggles. And also, before it gets dark, I'm going to plaster up that print so we can keep it on as a record. I can't wait to see if we can try and get something done with that. So yeah, the lighting's all over the place. The lighting is well all over the place. Oh my god. Seriously, I'm gonna have to do like a mini documentary.
So after that amazing find and I finished the hike, I did rush off down to the local town, get myself some plaster of Paris to cast those prints. Still kick myself to now why I didn't have any plaster of Paris on me. I completely underestimated if I found prints, what would I do? Didn't expect to find them, especially as prominent as it was. Things seem to pop up with this big cat phenomenon when you least expect it.
So I'm just on my way out now to a nighttime investigation that I'm going to do at a place called Cuckoo Wood. It's about a quarter of a mile away from where we found the print. I picked that place because I could manage to get an overnight sort of permission on there for doing a bit of bushcraft, hush hush. Yeah, so excited about that. Hopefully I can use some of the night vision gear, do a nocturnal sort of stealthy once over the place and see what we can come up with. That's all we can do. So I've just arrived here at Cuckoo Wood. Sunlight's falling fast, so I didn't do any shots of me coming in here because I've rushed like a Trojan to get in here and find a place to set up. So that's just what I'm going to do now. I'm going to set my tarp up, get myself comfortable for the night, get my night vision equipment out and start buzzing the fields. I'm a bit gutted because I haven't had time to actually put any scent or anything out, so we're just winging it this time. But hey ho, it's good to be in the woods. Finally got all set up, just under a tarp with my bivvy bag, and I have got my little packed away sleeping bag. I won't get them out till later though because it's still quite buggy at the minute. Don't want nothing crawling in there, but yeah, just turn it around and show you. So there is camp. I've got the bag on my back because I'm using all the cameras just a little bit further away. So I actually got two sets of these binoculars. One set is like a pair of goggles, and then the other set is a pair of binoculars. So they've got like a long range on them. Not sure what this fucking noise is. Don't know if it's a fox or not. That sounds like a fucking... Don't know what the fucking hell that is. Fucking hell. What the fucking hell is that noise? What the fucking hell is that noise? Fuck's sake, there's a light. Not got a fucking clue what that was. First time I've opened the cabin up for a good few months. So now, at the comfort of my cabin, I'm going to spend a bit of time here and do some jobs that I was planning on doing, but obviously I've been so busy with the Big Cat documentary. I'm also going to go through the main part while you're here with me now. So I'm going to go through the prints that were cast and the exciting trail cam footage, which is all new and all exciting for me to show you right now. So I'm very grateful and pleased with the evidence that I have gathered, and two of them being set in complete stone, literally in the plaster of Paris. After everything that I have had with the audio, the prints, and then now some trail cam images, I literally picked the trail cams up as I normally would. Been doing it for a very long time. Looked at the small screen, and to be honest, I didn't zap it to my phone straight away. It weren't until about 4 or 5 days later I put them on the laptop, and that's when I could see the size of this image that I'd got of this creature. Or it might just be a trick of light, I'm not sure. I had a double camera trap set up. It tripped one camera, completely missed that, but luckily the second camera nailed it. I have got a deer, a roe deer, that is in the same sort of it's off the same camera from the same tree, but it was a little bit before that was taken. So I used that as a scale, like a sort of to scale the size of the other creature that's in the image. And if I'm just going to break it down to you now and show you exactly what it is on there, yeah, I was most excited. So this is it on the laptop. This is the deer in the exact, more or less the exact same spot as this figure. See, this is where my finger is where the tail is. Got the front legs and head and the body. The only difference is this camera here was put out probably about a month after this one was put out. I had a double camera trap set up here. You can see the other flash from the other camera. But whatever that is, trips this camera. This one goes off too late. But luckily this camera that's on this tree does photograph it. Just gutted it didn't have video. I have now switched them to video and put them in the same place, but I've zoomed in, say the front shoulder's there, and then the back end of it is here, so like the rump, and then you can see like a tail flick there. Can't see no eye shine. I should imagine it's looking the other way because of that flash. But this deer is probably about 750 to the back to the floor, and this thing looks a lot chunkier, so that's not a fox. So it's time for me to reveal the castings that I've taken during this part of the documentary. First one you'll all be familiar with, and that would be the print that was from the Hollingbourne fields near the woods on the downs. It's a very prominent print that. Doesn't do it justice, but you did see me cast this on camera, so I'm pretty happy with that. Second one wasn't on camera. I had 5% phone battery, no camera with me, and I was between jobs between Uckfield and Tunbridge Wells. Quite a rural place in Kent. Picked my trail cam up, coming back from the woods, and just stumbled on two different tracks that were quite close together. I only had enough muck to put in for one, but this is what came out of it. That is a lot deeper, but it also almost looks like a print on the back of a print, which is really weird. Compared to the Hollingbourne one, they're similar-ish, but not quite the same. That one's a different shape. I don't know if there's a back and front difference or anything on these, but if they're a dog, good luck to them. That's a huge dog. This one interested me more just because of the depth of it and the different shape in the pad. Really crazy. But I sent them off to a cat expert She's up in Newcastle, based in Newcastle, so I did a lot through post and through WhatsApp and email. Excuse the swearing, but this is what she sent back about these prints.
Hi Carl, yeah, I would definitely say that's a cat paw print, because when it's a dog, you tend to see the claws imprinted, and obviously with it being a cat, the claws are retracted. They're in, aren't they? They can retract their claws. So yeah, looking at that, I would say that's quite a big fucking pussycat.
You just got to make your own minds up with it, really. As I said, I'm going to be doing a lot more now in terms of bushcraft. I've got a couple of haunted places to stay at because people seem to like that. So my next video is I'm going to be staying on the grounds of a manor house where there's meant to be like 7 or 8 different apparitions, ghosts, whatever you want to call them. That'd be quite exciting. Give me a bit more of a chance to have a bit more relaxation, hopefully, than studying this big cat. But gonna have a cup of tea in my cabin now. I want to thank everyone for watching this. Try and take something away from it. It's been a long time, a lot of effort spent, a lot of hours in the field, so hopefully you all like it. I'm going to be doing a month in the wild, which is just basically going to be another little series, a month where I literally am in the woods, spending the time in the woods, living in this cabin and from a tarp shelter that I might go out and hunt from. I'm going to hunt, trap and gather my own water, and yeah, just hopefully I don't end up needing medical help afterwards. But yeah, that's the idea. If anyone's interested in seeing that, then subscribe, put the thumbs up, and you'll see me in this cabin for a whole month. See you all later, and have a good afternoon, evening, day, whatever it is for you, and I'll see you next time. Sorry, forgot to mention, if anyone else is interested in just the wildlife that I caught on the trail cams, I'll leave that at the end of the video. Adios.